Welcome to Heroes Cove. This is a screenshot from in the game. Well, this is not in the live servers just yet, but this is the new event map. I think this might be where the war is, maybe. I don't know. But anyways, this is the event map we're going to be getting this summer. Looks amazing. In the map are sea drickens. Look at this. Mine. I friggin' love that. Obviously, a nod to those seagulls. There's also adorable little crabs that may or may not be pets. So that is really cute. One of my buddies really loves crabs, so he would love that. Also, down here, you get a little image that looks like the axe, if I'm not mistaken. And here's another image. Look at these giant mosquitoes called blood fairies. Now, we got some bad news as well. Clarion posted on Discord and said, "We are nerfing the gold income from the Nolgath farms." This is in connection to the farming pets and the quests with their extremely generous gold rewards. When someone asked why, he said it's because it breaks the gold economy in the game. Now, I'm going to have to agree with this. When we first got those quests in the game, I was very, very surprised at the amount of rewards you would get from the quests, especially considering the fact that you could literally get these rewards in seconds in some cases. So you're just turning in over and over and over these quests, literally back to back, making a vast amount of gold in a very short amount of time. Don't get me wrong, I loved it, but at the same time, I can understand why. Now, he says, we currently can't design stuff with gold in mind. Gold should matter. He also said, do we really want everything in the game to revolve around Nolgath? Best weapons? Nolgath. Best gold income? Nolgath. Best armor? Nolgath. Also said, Nolgath weapons are normal weapons. They're hard-coded to be insanely powerful. When I was talking to the team, the number given to me was that it would take basically a level 60 legendary weapon to match the power of the Nolgath items. A player said, why not rebalance the Nolgath weapons? And Clarion said, I don't want to take away what people worked for. Thank God, because those of us who have worked for some of those weapons and items would be very upset if suddenly those items are not up to par. But the AQ3D team is working on alternative itemization. Now, see, this is the thing. Nolgath items are powerful right now, of course. There will be items more powerful than the Nolgath items because they don't stay best in slot forever. And that's why level appropriate gear will be available when the level cap rises. Now, Broomtool is working on an easy system for the devs to apply spells to weapons so they don't need to be hard-coded by a coder, which is how weapons were being designed before. That's how the stats and everything were on them. That way, they can apply passive effects and spells and other stuff on the weapons. I think that's a really good idea. Another player said, if Nolgath weapons are so busted they don't leave design space, like 10 out of 15 plus levels higher, that's an issue. And Clarion said, that's my point. I've already gotten a lot of flack for it. But the reality is people already disregard rewards we give in quests. Weapons aren't good enough. Armors aren't good enough. Gold isn't worth anything. So that is the reason why they are going to be nerfing. Now, I'm not sure if this is only going to be affecting the farming quests of Nolgath or if this is also going to affect the sellback point. Some of these items can sell for quite a bit. I mean, you can see how these would be setting back. Now, let me do a comparison for a minute. When my gold raven items were created, we discussed having the gold, the reward gold for them being bumped up to an insanely high level because the amount of times that you're going to be getting these items are extremely rare considering the extremely low drop rate. Not to mention, you also need to be able to kill the bird, which is also a feat in itself. So this right here, 2,500, or this being 1,000, when these were created and put with a sell price, this was considered insanely high because no other item would sell this extravagant. They were only in the hundreds, not thousands. So now we have items that can sell for 2,000 gold, and they're very easy to obtain if you are running the farming quests. So it's possible the sellback for those items will be reduced, but they didn't mention that, so we'll have to wait and see. Clarion also said he has absolute faith in the team, the AQ3D team, and the future of the game. I've never been more positive about the future of the game. I know my words mean nothing until you guys get your hands on it. But I like to think the changes we've been making, even if small, speak to the path we are on with things. Internally, I can say I've never seen the team so excited and motivated about the future of the game. We're removing scaling, looking at revamping classes to be more fun. Paladin was the beginning of that. Looking at alternative forms of itemization, which should open up multiple builds and interesting interactions with the classes. Another player asked, what happened to Fennel? And Clarion said, I think he's doing testing on AQ World Infinity, but I'm not sure. But he went on to say Fennel is no longer part of the AQ3D team, which means that the empowered quests that we had been waiting for on the Nolgath thing is probably not something that's ever going to happen. I think the best thing for them to do at this point is to remove that section where it says empowered weapons are coming, because that's going to have a lot of future players concerned or expecting something to arrive that chances are we will never see the light of day. Now, with that being said, I have an armor set called the Fiend of Nolgath, and I have not used this full armor set because it doesn't have the cape. And we are still waiting for the cape of it to arrive. And with the whole announcement of Fennel, are we getting this? Like, could you just add the cape? I don't care how you add it some way, because we really need to have this. This set goes with literally nothing. There is no cape at all you could put with this thing that goes good. Clarion said, wouldn't it be better design if the current content is where you should be farming XP rather than a dedicated spot? Now, this is also true. And when they come out with new content, it would be a good idea if that did provide better XP than, returning to Heartwood Forest and running the dungeons there. But as I had mentioned in a previous video as well, having raids and the other challenges that players are trying to run but need help in, or something like, or if it's easier with a bigger party, those places should also provide the most XP besides the most current content. This is an image that Clarion posted and said a blue dragon blade. But then he went on to say that it could be one for each of the tabards. I'm not sure how to say it. So basically, you would have a gold version that would match this mustard-ish color, and then they've got, what is it, green and blue? Or is it red? Red and blue. So basically, having a dragon blade for each one of the colors that would match those. For those of you that have those, you get a full complete set. I think that'd be a pretty cool idea. And another player had mentioned the Blade of Awe. Now, for those of you who don't know the Blade of Awe, it's in just about every single game that AE makes, including AQ3D. There is a pixel one of the Blade of Awe, but who knows if we're ever going to get the actual Blade of Awe besides the pixel version. I do like the pixel version. But something I've always wanted to see happen, and this is something that this player mentioned, the random guy in reverse green guard. Loki said Malik, and that's the person who's there's really been nothing done outside of them being in Shadow Guard and introducing himself. There's this tiny little thing that happens, and then that's about it. Nothing ever happens with this character again. But when he was first introduced, I absolutely loved that character. And I was hoping he was going to become part of the world of lore. But outside of that exchange, really nothing ever happened with him. Hoping something does. Clarion said, I have no clue what the plan was for that guy. But that was before Clarion joined the team. I'm hoping he comes back. Now, he also has a scythe bow. It was like part scythe, part bow. We need that in the game. But that is it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and keep those swords swinging.